Hello everyone and welcome back to Specter 2. In this video, we're going to be going over how every item works, how to upgrade items, how to collect evidence, and how to complete objectives. There's a lot of similarities to the first game, but there's a few things that are different, so even if you're a professional tryhard on Specter 1, there's a chance this video can still be helpful. Before I get started, I just want to say that everything in this video is not final. Things can and will be changed in the future, so I'm sorry if something in this video isn't the same as how it is for you. Apparently there's some sort of tutorial that could help teach you how the game works, but I personally have no idea how to even access it. There's also a journal in-game, which gives you a lot of information that is definitely helpful in the long run. If you do want to turn the heads-up display on or off though, this little thing at the bottom left of the screen, or change the keybinds for it, you could head to the lobby settings and change everything and anything to your liking. As of right now, the journal doesn't give much in-depth information on certain things, so that's why I'm here. To start us off, we're going to be going over the new equipment feature. Unlike Specter 1, where we had to spend all of our money on items, Specter 2 items are free, but we do have a specific limit of how many we could actually add per game. If we wanted to though, we could always open up the upgrade tab at the top and upgrade our van so that we could bring extra items. Now that we know how to add the items, we can finally learn how they actually work. The way we're going to be doing this is by showing gameplay while explaining how an item works as we talk about the upgrades in text on the top of the screen. And then finally, when we're done with that, we're going to be going over what evidence you could gather using that item. As an example, I'm pretty sure all of you know how a flashlight works, hopefully. If not, Google can probably help. Similar to Specter 1, you're able to use a flashlight as a headlight while using another item. Don't forget that you could always change a button for it in the settings if you wanted to. Since we already have the Crucifix in hand, which in my opinion is one of the most important items, we're going to be talking about that next. If you're trying to run away from the ghost and you can't get to a hiding spot in time, or get stuck in a corner, you either drop it between your legs, cower in the corner, or just throw it at the ghost to save your life. There is one issue though, and that is that during a cursed hunt, the Crucifix is, well, useless. The next two items are the Thermometer and the EMF reader. These two items will be the most helpful in actually finding where the ghost is. All you have to do is turn them on and start running around the map until you find a room under 5 degrees, or until your EMF starts beeping and goes to level 2. Both of these mean that you found the ghost's favorite room. Regarding the evidence for both of them, we're going to be starting off with the Thermometer. If the temperature in the room is negative, or if you can see your breath in the room, that means that you have the freezing temperature evidence. For the EMF reader, if the EMF ever fully lights up and goes to red, which is also known as EMF 5, that means that you have the EMF 5 evidence. This one can be a little bit tricky though, but I've been told by the developer that it's based on specific ghost events. So we kind of just didn't reply to them, right? We just got EMF 5 for some reason. What? What just gave us EMF 5? One good way to get it is to interact with a spirit box, as it'll increase your EMF to level 3. But it doesn't really do anything or help if the ghost does not require a spirit box as an evidence. As we brought up the spirit box, and we've learned how to find the ghost room, it's best to talk about that next. The spirit box is a device that allows you to ask the ghost questions while in the ghost's favorite room, like how old are you, where are you, and are you here? There are other questions you could ask, but all you need is for it to give you an answer, and you successfully get the spirit box evidence. The next three items we're going to be talking about are all different compared to how they worked on Specter 1. The two items, the book, which allows the ghost to give writing evidence, the ghost goggles, which allows you to see the ghost orb evidence, and the fingerprints evidence are no longer only in the ghost's favorite room. This means that you can find all three evidences anywhere on the map as long as the ghost can wander there whilst it's not hunting. Big thanks to the devs, especially Alorist, for helping fact check me on this beforehand. Of course though, we will actually go over how to use those items as well. For the book, I prefer putting it in the most used areas of the map. For example, on Family Home, I personally like to put it at the bottom of the staircase that heads upstairs, and then at the top of the staircase that leads to the basement. As long as the ghost wanders over the book and writing isn't evidence that the ghost has, it will most likely write in one of these two books. Next is the ghost goggles. This item allows you to see ghost orbs around the map. This evidence is a little bit tricky and annoying as they can appear literally anywhere on the map. I prefer going into either big open areas or in an area where you can see down several hallways, because eventually, whenever the ghost wanders past, it'll leave orbs in its wake. The last of the trio of items and evidences that were changed are fingerprints. They work in the same way as the other two, where it's relying on the ghost wandering past windows around the map, and if it's in a good mood, probably after killing you and your friends, it'll leave a print or two somewhere. I do believe that the ghost has several favorite windows though, and the more you play, the more you'll just know about their habits. We're now finished with all of the evidence related items, but there are still a few items left. Like the Sanity soda, that when you drink it, it recovers a portion of your sanity. There's also the lighter and candle combo that allows you to light up the inside of the map and slowly recover sanity nearby to them as long as they're inside of a building. I believe the ratio is about 1 sanity per 20 seconds or so. The last item is a new one, which is the camera. It has several uses, but most of them aren't really helpful until you upgrade it. At first, I believe you can only earn money if you take a picture of a cursed object, but when you upgrade it, you can start earning money from taking pictures of your dead friends. If you upgrade it again, you can take pictures of the ghost. Honestly, it's simply an investment since you spend money to make more money. The video has been going on for a while now, and my voice is really not happy about that, but we still need to go over the objectives. The first one, which will never cross off while you're in an actual game, is to identify the type of ghost. This is pretty much the goal of the game. You just have to input evidence you think is right, and if you're right, you get the reward once you leave the game. The next two are honestly just really easy. Discover the ghost room with either a thermometer or an EMF reader. You can get quite lucky, like I did here, and get both at the same time. All you have to do is find the ghost's favorite room, which I explained how to do earlier, equip your item for a few seconds to make sure the system registers it, and BAM! They're completed. The next two objectives are also a pair, which are to discover an extra piece of ghost evidence and to discover dirty water in a sink. One of the extra pieces of ghost evidence is dirty water, which you can find in any sink around the map. The other extra piece of ghost evidence is a bone that spawns randomly around the map. Each of these gives you a little bit of extra money, so it's good to collect them even if you don't have the objectives. Similar to the previous two, these are also a pair. Survive a ghost hunt and stop a hunt with a crucifix. They're quite self-explanatory, but if you're confused at all you need to do is survive a ghost hunt for the first one, and for the second one, simply use a crucifix to stop the ghost from killing you. The last objective that I found, which if there are any others, I apologize for not mentioning them, is to have an average team sanity under 50%. This is quite easy since you'll most likely have a low sanity after trying to identify the ghost. If you do need a quick drain, I recommend taking the risk and interacting with cursed objects, but sometimes, instead of being unlucky and losing your sanity, you'll get lucky and raise your sanity instead. I believe that is everything that I needed to mention in this video, so thank you so much for staying until the end. I honestly really appreciate it more than you guys know. I'll see you in the next video or stream, as this game is currently my addiction, so bye bye.